Hello, Namaste. My name is Kamlesh Kapoor once again from the Hindu Academy of America. And this is Introduction to Dharma, lesson 6. In this lesson, we are going to understand the divine energies, which in the last lesson I explained that these are called devas, deva, and there are millions of those energies because of which the entire universe is run in a certain order and which govern all sustenance of life and the order in the cosmic reality. So we are going to further clarify some of the words which are used in a casual sort of way, or sometimes mistranslation, and sometimes misperception of the original idea. So we are the whole program of these teaching lessons is to clarify what the Vedic rishis envisioned. What was their vision? What was it, the object of their prayers or puja ceremonies or offerings that they did? Who were those energies? And how do we translate it? And if we can specifically say certain words as translation, either in Hindi or any other derivative of Sanskrit language, or in English, and then we are going to, after clarifying that those words are applicable or not applicable, we are going to drop those words accordingly. So once again, it is Hindu Academy, and we are going to start. Now, I deliberately put down heaven and then I crossed it, because the common perception is that devas are in heaven. And I deleted it to begin with, that let's not start with a preconception which is not going to be making any sense as we are going along further in this explanation and discussion. So when we talk about different devas, such as the sun, the moon, or Indra, the deva of rains, or the cloud system, what comes to our mind? We think that their abode is atmosphere of the earth. And often we think that no, it is beyond the atmosphere of the earth as well, in the space. Okay? So more specifically, we can say some of the devas are in the cloud system, and most of them are in the space, which we see as a glistening, bright sky. So let us visualize and experience some of the devas in the clouds. Okay? Now imagine a tornado or a hurricane, and then think of what's going on. There are heavy winds, the water is pouring as if the cloudburst is there. There's lightning, thunder, and winds sometimes cross 100 miles per hour, which can sweep anything in the way which is lying around. So, and now let us see, if the hurricane is there and this is the phenomena going on, the devas, what are they going to do? So before that, as I mentioned, that there are devas in the space, the sun, the moon, the planets, and all other shining bodies that we see, at least in the night sky. Do these give us anything? How do these affect us? So this whole thing of the gravitation of different planets, our own gravitation, all of these pulls and cross pulls, how they affect us. not measurable, but to some extent, all of these have effect on our life. So let's go back to the theme, abode of the devas. Now, when we talk about the hurricanes, we were talking about high winds, right? So, which deva comes to our mind? The deva is Vayu deva, air. And winds, powerful winds are called maruts, rain-making winds. So right away we have two devas. Then there is lightning and thunder, and Indra comes to mind, and the water pouring. We are talking about the energy of the water, or how powerful are these devas when they are, as we say, in fury. When they are in fury, they are beyond human control. So these devas are powerful. In normal way, we are affected. They give us life, sustain us, and we are kind of in line. When a sudden, strong phenomena occurs, then, it seems that all the devas are out of our control, which they are actually. Now, what is the cloud system known as? Let us see. And is this the abode of devas? Sur is the name of Devatar Deva. Sur Lok means abode or the place where the devas are. It may not be the physical space, but you see, field of energy. So in the field of energy, certain devas are there. So we may figuratively say that this is their abode. Now, suras is translated as angels in English. And then the next thing comes up, angels are the souls of dead bodies. And then the further generalization comes that these angels float around in the clouds. Now let's see how we started with the wrong translation, Sura as angels, and angels have wings, and they are the souls of dead bodies. And we keep going, building on the original wrong translation. We create a mythical idea that the dead bodies are all staying till a certain X time. And, they are there. If that is so, two things have to be verified. In all this human history or life on earth, how many angels would be? Every year, so many people died, replaced. And if all the souls, they continue gathering and gathering and gathering, the cloud system is will be full of these. And if an airplane goes, which crosses the clouds, and we know that at 35,000, the clouds are 35,000 feet, the clouds are below us and we are above us. Do we ever come across any angel or deva or a physical entity, any friction? Nothing. So there are no angels flying around, floating around in the clouds. So it is just a symbolic way of saying that rain-making system energies, they are in the cloud system. So neither of them have physical reality, except as a phenomena, physical bodies. So certain words and names, when translated, assume a very different connotation. So Suralok is not heaven. And we will see Suralok is also not the abode of the angels. Let's go further. Does Suralok then translate as heaven? And I said no. Now let's see what is Suralok. Sur, Devata, Lok, where they are. Okay, the system where those energies gather to create a certain phenomena. Now, Suralok is symbol for the energies that affect humans. There's no doubt about that. So far, we all derive our energy from all of these phenomena and powers. So empirical data, let us see our own ecophysical system. Physical data resulting from the modern day discoveries prove that there is no such thing as angels, much less floating around in the clouds, because the ecophysical system, which means where we are at this minute, I'm sitting down, or you may be sitting down, somebody is flying in the airplane and coming across all kind of, encountering all kind of energy or bypassing them. That ecophysical system prove that there are no angels at all, much less floating. Atma, which is again wrongly translated as soul, it is actually an essence or the consciousness. When consciousness is gone, the physical body can remain alive through artificial ventilation, ventilators and other things, but Atma is gone. When it is released from the prison of biology and physiology, it becomes just a part of larger field of consciousness, which is awareness. So it simply goes into a field of consciousness till it finds another body, or maybe not, and we don't know. So something we cannot prove one way or the other. We can leave it in the realm of philosophic reasoning, which means if the collective consciousness is the same and the matter is indestructible, that means the matter is churning itself, taking different shapes, and Atma, which is released, that also keeps moving around in different physical entities. Okay. Now let's go, what is hell? You see, everybody talks about the angels in heaven and God in heaven. Nobody ever talks about as an physical abode of hell. You see, even though the concept is so powerful to frighten human beings, hell is the basic tool for organized religions to control humans. In fact, I have seen many people, and they are rational human beings with common sense and knowledge and all that. And when you mention that if you don't go to the church or a place of worship and you miss the sermon of the priest, they are so fearful that they really feel broken, as if they will become whole and they will be assured a place in heaven and not go to hell. So a certain set of or concept of sin is used as a stick and morality is used, that these are the lines in which you are going to stay. No free will, no freedom to exercise choice. And these are used to keep people in line and under control. So these are control mechanisms. In near-death experience, nobody sees ghost in the hell or the face of the devil. How is that possible? That means everybody is going to become angel if they all see light at the end of the tunnel and angels are there. So if we are so afraid of going to hell, then we should also have some kind of experience where we can think of being confronted by the devil or some horrible place. So in this kind of discussion, our own fears, I think, and probably you will agree, that our fears are the ghost and they are imagined as apparitions, something which is like ghastly, essenceless, and still we see some kind of apparition of that. So in Hindu belief system and in oral literature, the word used is tamas dwar. Tamas dwar literally means the way out for the people who have did bad karmas or who did not do right with the environment or the humanity. So according to one's karma, one goes to higher or lower station in the next birth. So where does this tamas dwar, which means door for those who were ignorant and do things out of ignorance, where does this lead to? It leads to the next birth in the lower station, which means that you are not as fortunate today in the next birth. Why? Because you have not done righteous action, or fulfilled your duties in the right way. In the later lessons, the issue of rebirth and reincarnation will be discussed in detail. Actually, these are related subjects, that the cycle of karma, which means actions, its consequence, its consequence, and this ripple effect, spiral effect, how does this tie up with reincarnation? And we will discuss it, because that's karma and theory is separate lesson much later. So we come to another two words which are used in Hindi and many other Indian languages. Literal meaning of swarg is being in the company of sattvic people. Now there are no people in swarg. So what does that mean? That means, again, in the consciousness, if they are not reborn, they are in the company of larger part of the larger consciousness. So that consciousness also may include many essence of many good people. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Swarg is mentioned as Divya Loka, which means that you are in the part of the divinity, which means part of the whole consciousness. Both words, Swarg and Narak, they do not correspond to heaven or hell, as understood in Semitic religions or when translated in English. So this is one of the fundamental things that we have to draw words, such words which do not exist in the thought processes of the rishis or the aspirations in the hymns and the chants and the offerings they make. So let us get rid of these words now. Swarg, Narak, heaven, hell, angels, ghosts. These mythical wrong translations, they do not apply to Hindu Dharma, and we should not be using as well. In conclusion, we say that there is no heaven, no hell. Devas have neither biology, nor physiology, nor emotions. We may say that we are offering our gratitude to Devas because we are grateful to them and we are pleasing them. We are pleasing them only if they have emotions. We are making them angry only if we have emotion, if they have emotions. Since they have neither biology nor physiology or emotions, so offering devotion to them becomes another issue, that why should we be making any offering? Why should we be praying to them, showing devotion to them, if they can neither be pleased nor offended? So now we are going to another field of lessons where we would be talking about why do we do the prayers? Why do we go to temples and churches? And what is it we are thinking we get in return for those visits? And supposing if we don't go, what will happen? Personally, nothing will happen, but then we have to learn it as a lesson in a proper fashion and in order. These lessons are actually arranged in a certain sequential order where we give the overview of things and then we build up each point in a separate lesson. So we'll continue in the next lesson 7 further on the Creator. We have done something today, clarifications of terms. We will do the same. Thank you very much and namaste.